Okay, so let's talk about strategies. Let me remind you of the NLP communications model that you looked at during the beginning of your NLP program. From this model, we discovered that although the environment bombards us with over 2 million bits of information per second, our conscious awareness is only able to be aware of a very small fraction of that information. This situation is present from the beginning of life. As a young baby, we are not aware of even this small fraction of information coming into us. As we develop from baby through childhood, we learn lots of things. This learning also includes the actions that we do. Some of these actions are deliberately learned by repetition, and these form habits. For example, tying your shoelaces, riding a bicycle, and similar things. Some of these actions are unconsciously learnt, again by repetition, and these form strategies. For example, opening a door. There are also a number of other processes which we'll not go through at this moment in time. What we are specifically looking about at this moment is the strategies that we form inside our heads. Quite often these strategies are formed at an early age and continue to serve us all our lives. During our adolescent and adult years, we form new strategies, most of which operate on a totally unconscious level. We can therefore see that strategies are little programs that run inside our head to assist us in achieving our goals or outcomes. In NLP, we call a strategy as follows: the order and sequence of the internal and external representations that produce a specific result. Consider this NLP maxim: if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. Therefore, it follows, if you want something different, do something different. Therefore, most of the time, strategies are a time-saving and automatic ability to quickly and easily achieve our goals or outcomes. Most of the time, these strategies are wonderful for us and do not affect our ability to achieve our desired goals or outcomes. We therefore study strategies for two very specific reasons. Firstly, to make us better at what we are doing by tweaking the strategy to create the best performance that is possible for us. Secondly, if we are unsuccessful in achieving our outcomes, no matter how many times we repeat, this is another reason for studying strategies. The use of strategies to increase our performance will be covered in the section on NLP modeling. So now we're going to look at how to find out our strategies so that you can change them to be more proficient. As I said earlier, when another person is saying, I can never do that, or it never works for me, or that I can't get my head round this, and various other expressions of this type, we can be pretty sure that they're running an incorrect strategy. It may not in itself be incorrect strategy, it's more likely to be a strategy that is no longer useful in your life. So the first part is called strategy elicitation, and this can be discovered by a process of questioning and observing the client's eye movements. The questioning goes along these lines. What is the very first thing you see, hear, feel, smell or taste when you start the strategy or achieving the goal or outcome that you want? What is the very first thing? Then we ask, what is the very next thing that you see, hear, feel, smell, or taste? You continue this line of questioning until the strategy has completely run out. During this questioning, also observe eye patterns to see if they're congruent with the answer the client is telling you. You remember you should have learned eye patterns earlier on in your program. By listening to the predicates in their speech and watching the eye movements, you will be able to build a list of exactly what they do step by step that ends up not working. At this point, if your client is aware of somebody that manages to successfully run their strategies and achieve their goals, you can compare your strategy with the one of the exemplar. If you do not have an exemplar to compare with, then it is a process of changing the strategy bit by bit until you can enable yourself or your client to achieve their desired results. Sometimes the changes required are very obvious to both of you and your client. The proof of the pudding is, as it said, in the eating. Therefore, the new strategy needs to be practiced by the client until it becomes an automatic process and enables them to achieve their desired goal or outcome. Thank you for listening.